If you like Toyotas, you need to get on our channel because we've had a lot of these Toyota vehicles to drive in the past couple of months. We had the new 2018 Camry, the wild-looking Toyota CHR, the Prius Hybrid Prime model, the Toyota Highlander SUV, the top-of-the-line flagship Toyota Avalon, the Toyota Corolla 4-door sedan. We also did videos on other Toyotas, but I'm not going to list them all. We want to keep this video short and to the point, so we're going to go to our garage and wheel out the test vehicle, and that is right here, the Toyota 2017 IM. This vehicle was sold in Europe for many years under a different name. Then they brought it to the United States and sold it under the Scion brand. When Toyota eliminated the Scion brand, thankfully, now they sell it under the Toyota nameplate as the Corolla IM. Basically what it comes down to, if you like the Corolla but don't want a 4-door sedan with a trunk and prefer a hatchback instead, this will probably be for you. The price is certainly affordable at $18,750 base. If we tack on a few knick-knack options that you see here with my shaky hand. Here's the total tab. I think anyone can afford that. According to the price sticker, these are not LEDs. Well, LEDs on the rear taillights. These are halogens, so we're going to take them out and see how they perform, as we do in all my videos, and we'll do that right now. It's dark enough, so we'll take these headlights out, see how they do. Here we have the low beam headlights on a wall 100 feet away. Bright enough beam, rides a bit close to the ground. Should be interesting to see how it does at 300 feet. In the meantime, here are the brights. Definitely bright enough. And this is good enough for city driving. Here we have the headlights on a building 300 feet away. Not the brightest light I've ever seen, but definitely reaches out with a decent spread. Go to low beam. Actually touches the building at its base. Not bad. Even though the light beams on these headlights seem to be a bit on the weak side, they do reach out at long distance, and I guess that's all that counts. Overall, no real complaints. I say it passes. Only one engine is offered, the proven Toyota 1.8 liter 4-cylinder, putting out 137 horsepower in this case. Hooked to a 6-speed manual transmission, which we'll talk about later. So equipped fuel economy is listed at 27 mpg city, 35 on the highway with 30 overall mixed commuting. For $735 more, you get the CVT automatic transmission, which lists the mpg as 1 mpg more. In real-world driving, it really doesn't do any better. In fact, it sucks the life out of the engine, actually gets worse, but we'll talk about that later along with the 6-speed manual. We'll take a look at the cabin. Here's your storage area. These seats do fold down if you need more. Yes, you actually do get a spare tire under here, as you should. Our official government EPA says you can fit 3 people in the second row seating. Of course, as any car in this compact range, you can only fit 2. Unless you're hauling small kids or monkeys. We do get real map pockets. Thank you. We do get an extra large glove box, a very, very large glove box for a car in this small class. I'm very impressed. A good old-fashioned emergency brake in the middle. 2 cup holders, the money is optional. A tiny console to hold your wallet. We don't get any knobs on the climate control, but that's okay. The buttons work just fine. A nice looking gauge cluster. Useful information in between I only had two gripes. Number one, you would think satellite radio would be standard. Unfortunately, it's not. All you get is AM/FM at this price. Yep, lots of good quality music coming my way this week. We did have two major gripes about the cabin. Number one, the sun visors do not slide back and forth, leaving a big gap on the glass. So in the early morning, late afternoon, the sun comes out, bakes your face. You'd think Toyota would have fixed this by now, but we haven't. Please do. My second gripe had to do with the bodywork under the door, which is way too wide. Every time you get out of the car, your pants legs are rubbing on this. I'll show you what the problem is. Because all that mud, sleet, and other nasty stuff builds up on the bodywork. As you can see here, it's been raining all week. Every time you step out of the vehicle, that gets on your pants. So if you live in a climate where you have bad weather, again, mainly snow and rain, you're going to have to keep some paper towels and glass cleaner in the car and wipe this off every day, or your pants will be wiping it off for you. I do not understand why car makers put this bodywork on their cars. It makes no sense. It serves no purpose. But they do anyway, and you just have to live with it. In fact, I keep a bottle window cleaner in the door panel here all the time. Annoying, but it must be done. Enough show and tell. We're going to go out and do some driving, but first I want to cover the 6-speed manual transmission versus the CVT automatic, because you need to decide which one you're going to get. So I'm going to show you the 6-speed manual and how it works first. By the way, don't send me any emails like some trolls do. Tell me how dirty my car is. It's been raining all week and it's just going to stay dirty for a while. Now getting to the 6-speed, on the positive side, this is a very light gearbox to move. Even 90-pound weaklings will be able to operate the gears, no problem. On the positive side, the clutch is very light too. No problem here. On the negative side, the throws are a bit longer than it needs to be, and the shifting isn't very precise, like I would like it to be. But you'll get used to it after about 3 or 4 days. And the main complaint with the clutch is the pedal location. It's too far to the right. It needs to be over here. I feel like I'm driving cross-legged. But again, after 3 or 4 days, I got used to it. And I think you will too. If you can't shift for yourself or don't want to, again, there's always the CVT automatic. It does suck the life out of the engine. You're talking 0 to 60 in around 10 seconds with the automatic. Knock it down to just around 9 seconds with the manual. Take your pick. I picked this one. I've driven this for several days. I already know it's a very smooth riding vehicle on the street. When it comes to impacts, the jury's still out. That's why we always do the speed bump test on my cars. And we're going to do that right now. I think I'll be keeping the speed around 25 miles per hour. Here comes bump number 1. Heard some thumping, but didn't feel it. Bump number 2. Pretty smooth. Number 3. And here comes the nasty one. Not bad. Far better than others I've done. The brakes on this car were very, some people would say grabby. I say sensitive, but that's good. Stops in a hurry, and that's what you want. Just be careful how you modulate the pedal. If you don't have your seatbelt on, you just might go through the window. Yeah, I like these brakes. By the way, a lot of the automotive journalists have complained about the power steering, saying it's way too light and numb. Well, slightly so, but it's really not that bad. Light, yes. A bit of feel, some feedback. This isn't a sports car, it's a transportation car, and I don't think anyone's really going to complain about the power steering on this. It doesn't feel electric, it feels hydraulic to me, and that's what counts. This engine has more than adequate power for scooting on the freeway in a hurry. No complaints. And for the remainder of this video, we're going to focus exclusively on fuel economy. And that's what you're interested in if you're buying a car like this, right? So stay tuned. We're going to reset the fuel economy computer, do a freeway test, see what type of gas mileage we can record. I'm in the mood for a little music. Let's see what fine tunes we got on this AM/FM radio I'm stuck with. We're coming to the end of our journey without the AM/FM music. Let's see what type of fuel economy we got. Cruising at around 65 to 70 miles per hour. There you go, 36.0, not bad. Let's take a return trip, see what type of figures we get there. The traffic's a little slower on our return trip, so I suspect our MPG reading is going to be higher than the last one. We'll see soon enough. All right, we got 36.0 going to 41.2 coming back, averaging around 38.6 for the entire trip. I can live with that. We're going to take a third fuel economy drive, reset the computer. We just completed 17 miles of freeway driving, averaging around 65 to 70 miles per hour. Now we're going to get off the expressway and do some stoplight to stoplight city commuting. Okay, this is the end of our trip. Let's get on the computer and see what it's telling us. 17 miles on the freeway, 6.3 miles in city. Let's see what the figure says. 31.5 mpg. Sounds reasonable to me. So after driving this vehicle for a week, here are my thoughts. I'm going to deduct 5 points for the sun visors. It's a poor design that should have been fixed a long time ago. And I'm going to deduct another 5 points for the skirt shelf, which has gotten dirtier in the past few days. So have my pants. But other than those two complaints, this is a very nice car, comfortable to drive, economical. It doesn't cost much to buy. Hey, if you can't afford 20 grand for a car, you need a better job. If you're looking for a nice, reliable hatchback, this is certainly worth a look. Here are some video links for other Toyotas we've driven recently. Just click and watch.